Hi, my name's Bodhivajra, and I'm going to talk about anxiety because at the moment we have this coronavirus outbreak, and there are very many people throughout the world who are experiencing fears and anxieties on account of this. There are people who are anxious about getting the illness. That's going to be our main concern, whether I myself, whether we ourselves are actually going to suffer from this illness. There's also great anxiety about whether our friends or loved ones are going to get this illness, whether any of us are going to die. And there's also anxiety about whether we're going to run out of provisions. I found myself the other day wondering how it would be to die from coronavirus, or how it would be to die of not having enough food. I don't think that latter situation is likely. I don't think anyone's going to run out of food. But for those of us with anxious tendencies, anything can arise which our anxiety can hook onto. So what actually is anxiety? I once heard someone describe anxiety as the cry of a life unlived. And I think anxiety is a situation we get ourselves into because of an over-concern with what might happen in the future. Sure, we need to have some concern about what's going to happen in the future, but we don't want that concern to completely dominate and overwhelm us. When we are prey to anxiety, to anxious thoughts, those kind of thoughts that go round and round in the mind, and there seems to be no way of stopping them. When we're completely consumed by those thoughts, we are really living in a fantasy about the future. We don't actually know what the future will hold. But our anxiety says, oh, it might be like this, it might be like that. And it always comes up with the worst possible scenarios. Through many years of Buddhist practice, I've been able to work with anxiety because I have had anxious tendencies for pretty much the whole of my life. When I was very young, I used to be so fearful of everything, fearful of life, that it really seriously inhibited me doing what I wanted or needed to do. But over the years, through the Buddha's teaching, I've learnt a number of things. I've learnt that I need to be more in the present moment, and the practice of meditation and mindfulness are excellent ways of coming into the present moment so that I can experience my actual direct experience right now without over concern about what might happen in the future. I don't mean we shouldn't be concerned at all. Of course, at this time we need to take precautions. But we also need to be grounded or rooted in our actual experience at the moment. An excellent way of coming into our direct experience more fully is to do body awareness. There are many ways of doing body awareness meditation. I'm sure you'll find some online if you look. For myself, I find that whenever there are anxious thoughts present, I always find a physical counterpart to that, and it's nearly always in the belly, in the guts. In fact, these days I often have the feeling in the belly before I get any anxious thoughts. So the feeling in the belly, because I'm aware of my body, tells me that anxiety is present. And once I've recognised that anxiety is present, I can do something about it. I can decide either I go with this anxiety and become overwhelmed, or I recognize it as my old acquaintance anxiety, and I just say, hello, it's you again. Okay, here we are. And we just live together and it's okay. The anxiety does not take hold of me. Any anxious thoughts either disappear completely or just diminish. I want to keep these videos very short. They're kind of bite-sized in a way. I just want to put something across of my own experience in relation to Buddhist practice and in relation to what's going on in the world at the moment. So if you've gained anything at all from this short talk, then do follow it up. You could look at, I'm one of the teachers at the Norwich Buddhist Centre here in the UK, so you could check out their website, or there are many other online resources. Wishing you all a life free from anxiety.